In a time of ancient lands and family lines, a profound silence filled the tent of Isaac and Rebekah. For years, they longed for an heir, but Rebekah remained barren, casting a shadow over their future. Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife, earnestly seeking a blessing for her barrenness. The Lord was entreated by him, and Rebekah his wife conceived, bringing joy to their household. The children struggled together within her womb, causing Rebekah such distress, she questioned her life. She went to inquire of the Lord, seeking understanding for the intense turmoil she felt. The Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, the elder will serve the younger." When her days were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, ready to be born. The first came out red all over, like a hairy garment. They named him Esau. After that, his brother came out, and his hand had hold of Esau's heel, so he was named Jacob. The boys grew, and their personalities diverged as they matured. Esau was a skillful hunter, a man who preferred the wild open field. Jacob, in contrast, was a quiet man, content with living in tents and domestic life. Isaac loved Esau because he enjoyed eating his venison from the hunt. Rebekah, however, held a special affection for Jacob, her quieter son. One day, Jacob boiled stew when Esau came in from the field, utterly famished. Esau said to Jacob, "Please feed me with that same red stew, for I am famished." Jacob responded, "First, sell me your birthright," seizing the moment of his brother's desperation. Esau scoffed, "Behold, I am about to die. What good is the birthright to me?" Jacob insisted, "Swear to me first," before he would hand over the food. Esau swore to him, and he sold his valuable birthright to Jacob. Jacob then gave Esau bread and stew, fulfilling his part of the bargain. Esau ate and drank, then rose up and went his way, having traded his future for a meal. So Esau despised his birthright, showing utter disregard for his heritage. When Isaac was old, his eyes were dim, so that he could not see clearly. He called Esau his elder son and instructed him to get venison for a blessing before he died. Rebekah was listening nearby, and upon hearing Isaac's words, a plan began to form. She quickly called Jacob and told him, "Bring me 2 good young goats." She explained, "I will make savory food for your father, such as he loves." Rebekah instructed, "You shall bring it to your father, that he may bless you before his death." Jacob worried, "Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man." He feared, "My father might feel me, and I will seem to him as a deceiver, and bring a curse on myself." His mother, determined, said, "Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice." He went and got the goats, bringing them back to his mother as instructed. His mother then meticulously made the savory food, a meal designed for Isaac's tastes. Rebekah took the good clothes of Esau and put them on Jacob, enhancing the disguise. She put the skins of the goats on his hands and on the smooth of his neck to mimic Esau's hairiness. Jacob went to his father and said, "My father, I am Esau, your firstborn. Eat of my venison." Isaac questioned, "How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son?" Jacob, quick-witted, replied, "Because the Lord your God gave me success." Isaac, still suspicious, requested, "Come near, that I may feel you, whether you are really my son Esau or not." Jacob nervously came near, allowing his blind father to touch him. Isaac felt him and remarked, "The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau." So he blessed him and said, "God give you of the dew of the sky, of the fatness of the earth." He bestowed upon him plenty of grain and new wine, a bounty of prosperity. Isaac declared, "Let people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers." He added, "Cursed be everyone who curses you. Blessed be everyone who blesses you." As soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and Jacob had just gone out, Esau came in from his hunting. He also made savory food and brought it to his father, asking for his blessing. Isaac, utterly bewildered, asked, "Who are you?" his voice trembling with confusion. Esau replied, "I am your son, your firstborn, Esau," sealing Isaac's horrifying realization. Isaac trembled violently, demanding to know, "Who then is he who has taken venison and brought it to me?" Isaac declared, "I have blessed him. Yes, he will be blessed." With deep anguish, when Esau heard his father's words, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry. He desperately pleaded, "Bless me, even me also, my father," his voice broken with sorrow. Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing, consumed by betrayal and anger. Esau said in his heart, "I will kill my brother Jacob," plotting revenge. Rebekah overheard Esau's deadly plan and immediately sent and called Jacob. She warned him, "Behold, your brother Esau comforts himself by planning to kill you." She instructed, "Flee to Laban my brother in Haran. Stay with him a few days." Jacob went out from Beersheba, beginning a long journey toward Haran. He came to a certain place and stayed there all night because the sun had set. He took one of the stones of the place, put it under his head, and lay down to sleep. He dreamed, behold, a stairway set up on the earth, and its top reached to heaven. Behold, the angels of God were ascending and descending on it, a celestial procession. Behold, the Lord stood above it and said, "I am the Lord, the God of Abraham your father, and the God of Isaac." He promised, "I will give you and your offspring the land on which you lie." The Lord also vowed, "Your offspring will be as the dust of the earth, and all families blessed in you." He promised, "Behold, I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go. I will not leave you." Jacob awakened out of his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I didn't know it." He was afraid and proclaimed, "How awesome this place is! This is God's house, and this is the gate of heaven." Jacob rose up early, took the stone, set it up for a pillar, and poured oil on its top. He called the name of that place Bethel, meaning house of God. Jacob vowed, "If God will keep me and give me bread and clothing, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then the Lord will be my God." Then Jacob went on his journey and came to the land of the children of the east. He looked and saw a well in the field, with 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. A great stone was on the well's mouth, requiring effort to move. While he was speaking with the shepherds, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. Jacob rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban. Jacob kissed Rachel, and, overcome with emotion, lifted up his voice and wept. Laban, his uncle, ran to meet him, embraced him, and brought him to his house. Jacob loved Rachel, and he said, "I will serve you 7 years for Rachel, your younger daughter." Laban said, "It is better that I give her to you than to another man. Stay with me." Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed to him but a few days, for the love he had for her. Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled." Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. In the evening he took Leah his daughter and brought her to Jacob, veiled. In the morning, behold, it was Leah. Jacob's shock and dismay were evident. Jacob said to Laban, "What is this you have done to me? Didn't I serve with you for Rachel? Why have you deceived me?" Laban said, "It is not done so in our place, to give the younger before the firstborn." He offered Fulfill the week of this one, and we will give you the other, also, for 7 more years. Jacob did so, fulfilling Leah's week of celebration. Laban gave him Rachel his daughter as a wife also, a bittersweet union. Jacob served with Laban yet 7 more years, paying a high price for his beloved Rachel. The Lord saw that Leah was hated, and he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. Leah conceived and bore sons, and the contest between the sisters was great. In time Rachel also bore a son, and called his name Joseph, saying, "May the Lord add another son to me." Jacob's flocks increased exceedingly, and he had large flocks, female servants, male servants, camels, and donkeys. But Jacob saw that Laban's face was not toward him, as before, growing hostile. The Lord said to Jacob, "Return to the land of your fathers and to your relatives, and I will be with you." So Jacob rose up and carried away all his livestock, and set out to go to Isaac his father in Canaan. When Laban learned that Jacob had fled, he pursued after him 7 days' journey, and overtook him in the mountain of Gilead. But God came to Laban in a dream by night, and said to him, "Be careful that you don't speak to Jacob, either good or bad." So they made a covenant, and set up a heap of stones as a witness between them. Laban said, "May the Lord watch between me and you when we are absent one from another." Early in the morning, Laban kissed his grandchildren and his daughters and blessed them. Laban departed. Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him, a divine encounter. When Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's camp," filled with renewed awe. Jacob sent messengers ahead of him to Esau his brother, to the land of Edom. The messengers returned, saying, "We came to your brother Esau. He is coming to meet you, and 400 men with him." Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed, fearing Esau's impending vengeance. He divided his people into 2 companies, hoping one might escape if attacked. Jacob prayed, "O God of my father Abraham, deliver me, please, from the hand of my brother." He took a present for Esau: goats, ewes, rams, camels, cows, and bulls, to pacify him. Jacob sent them ahead in droves, hoping the lavish gifts would soften his brother's wrath. Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled there with him until the breaking of the day. When the man saw that he didn't prevail against Jacob, he touched the hollow of his thigh, straining it. The man said, "Let me go, for the day breaks." Jacob said, "I won't let you go unless you bless me." He said to him, "What is your name?" He said, "Jacob." The man renamed him Israel. The man explained, "Your name will no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have fought with God and with men, and have prevailed." Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, saying, "I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved." The sun rose on him as he passed over Peniel, and he limped because of his thigh. Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau was coming, and 400 men with him. He went on ahead of them and bowed himself to the ground until he came near to his brother. Esau ran to meet him, embraced him, fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself," showing generosity. But Jacob urged him, and he took it, symbolizing their true reconciliation. So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir, leaving Jacob in peace. Finally, after a lifetime of striving and a dramatic reconciliation, Jacob arrived in peace in the land of Canaan.